Welcome to God's Own TV.
Almighty God will grant your request.
No leadership problem in Scoan. Mrs Evelyn Joshua speaks on deportation of foreign evangelists and prophets. Now to the news in full. Recently, it was widely reported that some foreign prophets and evangelists that worked with the late founder of Synagogue Church of All Nations, Prophet T.B. Joshua, were deported back to their various countries. And according to this report, the action was instigated by the widow of the late prophet, Mrs. Evelyn Joshua. However, speaking with the Sun newspaper recently, Mrs. Evelyn Joshua has revealed that there was neither a crisis nor leadership vacuum in the church, and the reports about the deportation of the apostles and prophets are false. However, speaking with the Sun newspaper, Mrs. Evelyn Joshua has revealed that there was neither crisis nor leadership vacuum in the church, and the reports about the deportation of the apostles and the prophet are false. Speaking through Barrister James Akige, the church's head of legal department, she said, "There is no leadership crisis in the church. Scoan is a registered association with a board of trustees, and every association is administered through its board of trustees. The church's BOT, in its own wisdom, chose me as the new leader of the church. There is no dispute regarding the leadership of the ministry, and that has been settled." According to her, the church is obviously going through a new phase of experience in its life, which warranted its prolonged shutdown that has not been pleasant to some members. Mrs. Joshua also reacted to an allegation that about 17 foreign prophets and evangelists of the church were initially detained and later deported to their countries of origin on her instruction. She said, "To say that the church instigated the deportation of foreigners is very unfortunate. In fact, we are highly disappointed in a certain media platform that reported that falsehood. It is a blatant lie against the church and even against the Federal Ministry of Interior, under whose purview the issue of immigration falls. The purveyor of this falsehood needs even consider diplomatic implications of such falsehood. It defies logic that some British citizens will be detained and later deported from Nigeria without the knowledge of the British High Commission. There are standard procedures of deporting any foreign citizen, and the church as a body does not have any power of sort," she stated. Nevertheless, the widow noted that since her husband's death, the behavior of some disciples allegedly led by 2 British citizens and 2 Nigerians has become a matter of serious concern to the leadership of the church. This, she said, led to the elders and the new BOT to call for a comprehensive audit of the church finances, save for some critical assets not yet manipulated. While this was going on, some of the disciples have been asked to proceed on vacation, at least in the interim, for proper management and maintenance of discipline. Also, a veteran journalist who is a top member of the church told The Sun that Mrs. Evelyn was put in the dark concerning the affairs of the church. In his own words, "She was completely put in the dark of all activities. These once powerful aides constituted themselves into an apex council and established a governing council for the church in which all positions are shared within themselves, with no member of T.B. Joshua's family or any church member on board. But the unholy alliances have pushed the woman to rise up to the challenges of preserving and strengthening the good legacy left behind by her late husband, Prophet T.B. Joshua. According to him, there are fears that Mrs. Joshua might have a tough time running the affairs of the ministry, and expectedly, she is already dealing with a number of issues, including conspiracy and intimidation from a group of people who were supposed to provide support and assistance at a time she needed them the most. In his own words, but taking charge of the ministry left behind by her husband wouldn't be a difficult one for the woman, as she was part and parcel of her husband's ministerial engagement since it started in the late 1990s. They often traveled together on soul-winning campaign and evangelism assignment. So, with time and against all odds, she would step into the role with ease to keep alive her late husband's dream and legacy. So that's about the news concerning Scoan and the new leadership of evangelist Evelyn Joshua. Remember that in one of the videos that I posted about Mrs. Evelyn Joshua recently, I asked for prayers for the church and for the new leadership. And I want to ask you now, that have you been praying after the demise of late TB Joshua, who was the founder of the ministry? A lot of things were expected, and some of us were not surprised with the development that is currently going on, as it is very much expected. But I believe that with prayers and help of God, the leadership of the church and Mrs. Evelyn Joshua, who is now the leader of the ministry, will be able to navigate their way through to the other side, or should I say the second and new phase of the ministry. And so that is all for today. But before I go, don't forget to always pray for ministries, especially the Church of Christ in Nigeria and the world at large. Till I come your way again, this is Girls on TV. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button down there below the video. Bye.